Welcome to the Brant and Sherry Oddcast, sponsored by America's Christian Credit Union. To order Brant's latest book, Life is Hard, God is Good, Let's Dance, or to find out more about the show, go to BrantHansen.com.
We're recording this on video, and if you're listening on audio, you'll just have to listen. I have been looking for a change for a while, and it just came in the mail, like literally 2 minutes ago.
Oh, good. Let's hear.
Well,
Okay.
I'm afraid it's not going to go well, but you can see it on video. Hang
What?
on.
All right.
Well, it's
This is already. Oh.
yeah. It doesn't look like what I was hoping. This hat.
Well, okay. Sometimes it's different. Sometimes I have to process. So let's just. Your beard
No,
looks. I do want to say your beard is hidden. When you first got
Okay.
on here, I was like,
Yeah, all
okay.
right. You like the beard? I do too. I like the beard.
Are you doing
I like
something
it.
new there? So you're letting it grow in,
Just-
or what?
Just letting it grow in.
Okay, it looks great. So when you first
Thanks.
came on the video, I was like, okay, beard's hidden. So put the hat back on. It's a hat, guys. So as you're listening,
It's a pork pie style, but it's not quite what I was thinking it would be.
a what?
It's called a pork pie hat.
Pork
Style?
pie?
Yeah,
Like a pie made of pork?
I don't know. I just know
Okay.
that's what it's called, and it doesn't look very good.
Well, not like that.
It's not what I was hoping.
That's
I mean,
a
I could change things up a little bit. That still looks. I just look bad in this, and I don't know.
I don't know if you look bad in it. I think maybe we're not used to it. So I don't like that hat. I don't know. It's somewhere like in between a cowboy hat and
It's
those
not
little
it's
hipster hats.
It's supposed to be more hipster, like
No.
smaller.
It looks too.
Smaller.
I actually thought it was too big for a hipster hat.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a little too big.
Yeah, the rim is too big. It has a
Yeah.
Paddington
Like you do
look.
like this, and it's more of a.
Remember Paddington? He's a lovable character.
Actually, that puts him in a better space for me. If I can just be Paddington, it's not quite what I was going for, but I'll take it. So, something very sad that hit me yesterday, and I know this is actually tricky to talk about because there's so much theology invested in it,
Ooh, okay.
and there's so much history and how to do it right and control and all that stuff. But I just want to say, like we've talked about how our culture or who we are, we view ourselves as machines a lot of times. Like our whole culture is like this big, we're all just products of the big consumption machine. It's very individualistic. It's very weird in the weird sense, like the weirdest people in the world book, the Western educated, industrialized, rich, democratic psychology, the weird psychology that we have. We're very individualistic.
Yeah.
And we view things through this machine. Everything's a machine. We even treat ourselves like we're machines. We see ourselves that way.
That's true.
We see even Christianity that way, I'm afraid. Like we
Yeah.
put it into a business box or a control box. Everything's
Yeah.
controlled and atomized and broken down into its constituent parts and then marketed. And
it can't be
so-
messy. That's the thing.
no,
That's what
it
I've
can't,
learned.
absolutely
Yeah,
can't be messy.
Yeah.
No.
Because it
It's
makes it
all-
less efficient.
Right. It's all about
Right.
efficiency and doing but that's a certain worldview. It's a certain way of looking at life. And it's not the most human way of looking at life.
Good point.
And it winds up being so isolating and so lonely for so many people. And I've mentioned that before. It's something I even struggle with. Like I've been successful enough in my career where I can extricate myself from workplaces.
Yeah.
And so I have.
Mm.
And so we do the show, but I don't, like we used to work at a big network. I used to work at all sorts of radio stations and stuff. And it's like, you don't enjoy every single person, but mostly I did.
Yeah. No, I did, especially when we were all together in the Cure building. I
the
remember
Cure building
that.
too,
That was,
right. Yeah.
that was, yeah.
So Cure moved. We were in Harrisburg, and I was there to be with the Cure people, and then they moved the headquarters, or not the headquarters, called Mission Support Center, but they moved it to Michigan. And I was just like, you know what? I don't want to move again.
Yeah.
I'll go back to Florida where we once lived, and it's so wonderful down here.
Mm-hmm.
But I see Sherry to work with Sherry, and there are days when like all I see is the only other person I talk to is my wife,
Mm.
and I'm trying, and I know other people. Like we will schedule and get together with neighbors. That's cool. I'll walk the dog sometimes, and there's a conversation. It's wonderful, but that might be the only conversation I have. There are literally days that go by where the only person I talk to is Carolyn, and that's my fault. But the neat thing about working somewhere when you're an introvert is it forces you to be around people, and it forces interaction.
Yeah.
And I love being, offering ideas and meetings and listening to people and laughing about stuff and having things in common. But the dream is kind of you get your freedom and then you can do what you want. And then, so I got that. But I think that's a lot of people in a different way. I was talking to a friend, he's got a job at a work site, but he actually doesn't interact with people very much unless it's a workman coming in to complain about something at the site.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not like friendship conversations. He's on his, in fact, he listens to the podcast, he said, and it feels like, hey, we at least keep in contact that way. but he's so busy, I'm having a hard time getting together with him.
Yeah.
And we laugh about it. He's got little kids, so his life is tough. That's just, I use that as just an example. There's so many, and we hear from guys too, particularly guys, but some women. We're isolated.
Mm.
And so I go to church, and I was thinking about the Lord's Supper. And the Lord's Supper, here's Jesus at the Last Supper saying, when you meet, do this in remembrance of me. Like, I'm going away, but when you guys get together, lift a toast to me. Remember me.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a real friendship quality to this. And of course he's saying, this is my body. And like you're partaking in this. And I know, again, that's so freighted with psychology and theology and all sorts of stuff. But in the beginning, that was a supper that those people met and had. It was with each other. It was a communal dinner, communion.
Yes, it was. It absolutely was. So much so. Yeah. I mean, that's why Paul had to address it. Remember, because some people were eating before somebody else got there, and then everybody, like, he had to...
People getting drunk.
Yeah. It's the parameters that he put on it and that made us know how communal it actually was, that we got to put some guardrails on here because everybody's kind of doing whatever. And that's what I mean about messy. Like, we're so afraid, I think, in church of... like the messiness that comes with communion. And when I say communion, communion between people.
Yeah. So what have we done? It was a supper with family, your spiritual family, in honor of Jesus. And you could stand up. It could be like a Passover sort of meal, Seder meal, which was what the Last Supper was. But it's like Jesus is with us. We're here because of him. We acknowledge that. And then we enjoy each other's company. And instead, what I get at church is the ultimate sad, almost nihilistic Lord's Supper, which is we're handed a thimble chock full of 2 drops of grape juice in an individually wrapped
little wafer
thing with a tiny wafer-like substance, tiny, individually wrapped. And then we call that a supper, but it's all individual. And then we go quiet. So it's like, this is a very quiet time. This is between you and the Lord. So it's between me and the supper. Our supper of gathering together is just between me and God. That's how individual, like, I don't want that anymore.
Oh, gosh,
and to me, that's just like the saddest statement that okay, here's my chance to be with other believers, and no, it's going to be a machine. It's going to be a atomized. experience, ripped away from all of the meaning, all of the enchantment of human life and other people.
Togetherness.
Yeah, no, it's going to be individually packaged consumer experience, or even if it's well intended, like what have we done?
Yeah.
And this is my tradition all the way growing up. At least we used to pass a plate that had a thimble of grape juice in it, and even that didn't really, like, communion together.
Mm-hmm.
I just find that to be like the ultimate expression of that machine.
There is a symbolism there. When you said individually wrapped, I was like, well, yep, that is it. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're all individually wrapped, aren't we?
we sure are, and we're
Yeah.
given this individual thing, and we're controlled. Nobody gets to talk to each other.
Yeah.
I see the backs of everybody's heads.
Uh,
It's all from a stage, and that's the Lord's Supper. We've done that.
Mm.
And again, I know all the theology behind it. Some people, they'll talk about transubstantiation and all the things that we've developed over the centuries. But the earliest understanding of this was just a gathering of God's people together for a shared meal.
yeah.
And we've used it for control. We've used it for hierarchy. We've used it to manipulate people at times through history.
Mm.
But in America, at this point, it's just like, here's your individual, consumer-sized, isolated, and here we all are, all of us mostly struggling with lack of
Community and communion.
And we come together hoping for something, and we're given an individual thing. It's just, this is between you and the Lord. So be quiet. And it just, I don't know.
I
That
understand
just made me
that.
sad.
No, I understand why. I really do. I think I go back to the complication and the messiness of us together. We are so afraid of that. We want to control it, and that we want controlled community. And I understand rules and all that, certainly get it, but just us doing life together, the messiness of us together we're afraid of it, I think.
Well, I mean, we were supposed to break bread together. Instead, it's actually broken at a factory.
Mm.
I mean, it's a business, and then it's given to us as this. I don't know what it is. I apologize to Catholic friends who are listening to this or watching and going, well, you're missing the whole point. Like, I respectfully disagree about some of the theology. So at least you can look at us and go, see, that's really weird. But we have done this, and it made me sad enough yesterday because I've been aware of my own isolation.
Yeah. I get that. And wow, what a blessing. And I don't know if that's even the right word, to even be able to articulate it, because I think a lot of people are feeling that inherently and don't know what it is. So, you know what I mean? You get that little cup, you do, like, and we all, if you're born and raised on the pew like you and I, like, it's the thing. So you just do the thing. But whatever that deep longing is, you don't know what that is, but you know something's missing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Boy, that's so true. I've asked God, but I know this is the prayer of a lot of people. And it's like, I just want some comrades.
Yeah.
Not in the communist sense, but just like.
Thank you for clarifying. So I was about to turn you in, brother. I was writing the name down and sending it in. Hey.
Do you remember that story I told you about my my hammer and sickle hat? So it was a Russian officer's hat, like from the Soviet Union, and my brother was serving in the U.S. military in Germany.
Yes.
And he sent it to me because he knows I like all that history stuff.
Yeah.
And so I had it on display. Well, I did an interview with a very, very politically angled guy in Houston when I worked in Houston.
Yeah.
At the studio, and it was a Sunday night show. It's like a 2-hour talk show, and he was very political, and he didn't like that I was questioning like, well, what about this? What about that?
Yeah.
Even just to draw him out.
Right.
It just made him uncomfortable. Anyway, we went back to my office so he could give me a copy of his book.
And the hat was there.
He looked over my shoulder. I could see him looking, and he didn't say anything about it. but I realized, and then he wrote in his book, like, I'm glad I met you, so I know how to pray for you, he said. And
You're like, all
like,
right,
dude, I'm
well.
not, but like, okay.
He thought me, okay, well.
I don't think he understands my
All
politics.
right, still
'Cause
pray, sir. Thank you.
it's not the Soviet. I like America.
I like that's what you could have emailed him. That's the title of the email. I like America from Brant Hansen. That's great.
I just laughed at the impression that he got. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I see. Okay.
One of those. Got it. Yeah. You're one of those. Yeah.
So yeah. So
what a
was the
great
point?
thought.
Okay, I wanted a fellowship. Like the Lord of the Rings thing is not just it can be a joke, I guess, or a cliche or a trope. But it's like, yeah, we all would like to be a part of a fellowship of people doing something significant shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
We would like other guys to do, not just get together. Like I can schedule a lunch, and I do. Like tomorrow, I'm getting together with a friend. Like, but that's not what we're yearning for. Is like, hey, let me get on your calendar. Like that's
right.
You want people that you can be shoulder to shoulder with, and
yes,
yeah.
That's why I really believe and plan to double down on, and I think I told you about this and may have said it on the podcast, about theater, because that's what theater is. And when I do things, if people can think I do things for whatever reason you think I do them, but I really do things in a way that is communal. So it is never just me getting up and doing something which I could, but the beauty of it for me, what makes it special and wonderful and lovely and messy and complicated and challenging is that there are 5 singers, there are 4 band members, there's the lighting guy, there's all these people, all these personalities we have to. But when you make that thing, and as wonderful and, like I said, messy, notes off, whatever it is, and you did that together, and you got there together, and you went out through the ups and the downs, and that doesn't work, and let's try that, and I said no to that, and you're mad with them on Tuesday, and still got to have rehearsal on Wednesday, like all of that complication, and then when the lights come up, and you made this beautiful thing that an audience can enjoy, and an audience feels the love and the camaraderie of the people together. To me, that is just so wonderful. And I think one of my favorite memories is when we did the play in Harrisburg, and you were in it, and because I would talk about it, and you and Carolyn came to see it in Pittsburgh. But in Harrisburg, I felt like you actually got to feel I can still see like pictures of, my cousin Crystal, who does the wardrobe, sitting and talking with you about the belt you wore, right? And you guys are talking and laughing, and then someone else walks past and says, "Hey, Brant," and we're all we can create that. And I want to do more of that, because there's something really sweet and beautiful about doing something together with someone and producing it and showing it and saying we work together to make that
happen. That is such a brilliant example of what is needed. What is needed. That you're meeting a need. Like you're doing something for the audience, but really everybody who's involved in this with their own giftedness is yearning to be a part of that. Like this guy is great with the technical stuff. This woman's great with the scenery. This person's great at singing. This person's great at whatever, like being stage managing. Everybody coming together with their different gifts, working alongside each other, putting up with each other, and then the feeling you get from that is better than that's what people are using drugs for, is to get that to get that feeling where I'm safe, or how to say, like, I've accomplished something that your brain releases after, like, as a group, when the whole production's over, like, look what we did. You feel this love for everybody. It's the same thing with guys who have been through the military and they've gone through stuff together. Like you have this feeling for each other because you've been through something together. Well, that is so needed. It's so brilliant and it's so rare,
Mm.
but
I think
that really is brilliant.
I think that's why when I balk against the quote unquote excellence argument, like when we do this in the church context, and that's where, to be sure, that's where I'm looking to do it more and more, is within the local church context, not, hey, let
Yeah.
me hit, a theater
Yeah.
with 1,500, but in the local church context, that the excellence is the fellowship. And and the communion, and then that, whatever
There you
that
go.
produces, is excellent. You see what I'm saying? Like, because
Right.
it's not about, okay, no, that light cue has to be on, and that we want things to be done well, but
Mhm.
keeping in perspective is the way we are with each other, and that we get to do this together is in fact the excellence, and then the
Yeah.
rest will unfold the way it needs to. And then you came to the Christmas play we did at the church when the little angels were falling off the stage and we got to pick them up and
Mhm.
everything. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
okay because we're doing this together.
But here's the thing
Uh,
that makes it a layer of genius above just fellowship is that
mm,
you're doing a task together.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Mm,
and Bonhoeffer was big on this. It's like if you're just aiming for community, you're not
uh-huh.
going to get it.
Yeah.
I think Alan Hirsch used the word communitas to talk about a different kind of community where you're in mission together.
Yeah.
But if you just aim for community, like let's be close. We'll just love each other. We'll just love on each other, as they would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Like that actually doesn't work. It won't work.
Hmm.
It'll last for maybe a year,
Yeah.
but you have to. Yet it's the being engaged in ministry together, ministry like really meeting needs or serving somebody or
Right.
providing something. Like,
Yeah.
well, now you're talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if it's just community, it's not going to work. So when you
Uh,
say excellence in community, the fact is you made a space for that by having an actual project that people are
yes. Yes. That's it.
endeavoring.
So maybe there's something you can do with guys. Wasn't there something? Was that you that told me about that? Like guys would come together,
Yeah,
and
I've
then there
done a
was
couple things.
when there was like that you would give everybody an envelope of something that people needed at the church. Is that you? Am I imagining
I
that?
I didn't know I did have that
Uh,
idea, and I
Okay.
think it's a great idea. It's outside my skill set. Um,
Tell me the idea again.
well, the idea was kind of based on the Fight Club novel,
Mm-hmm.
where they had assignments and envelopes to go out and do stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
it had real appeal to men who were normally like working at the insurance office or something. Just the
Yeah.
fact that, okay, this is like this more primal thing for them. Well, that's stripped of redemption, that whole story, but it
Mm-hmm.
gets at something that's so true. That's why it resonated. Like, what if you did something where you got a bunch of guys together every Saturday or once a month
Mm-hmm.
and they show up and you have an envelope for each team and they don't know what's in it, but they open it and it's like, here's a map. Here's
Yeah.
this widow's house. Here's her roof that needs fixed. Here's her car that needs redone. Here's like, make it happen. Like you have just today until 5 o'clock. I guarantee guys would love that. And then in the day,
Yeah.
having a meal, have us some steak or
Yeah.
whatever. Go to a place. That
Bruh.
steak will taste so much better.
It
That'll have be
will.
so much more fun.
The
The
laughs, the
Yes,
all of it,
because
all of
you've
it.
done something together and you've
Yes.
you've got something to laugh about. Like,
Yes.
wow, Brant, we had some problems,
Yeah.
driving a nail or
Yeah.
whatever. You
Yes.
can make fun of each other,
Oh
but
my
it's in the
gosh.
context of we did something, not just let's get together. Now, here's the thing:
Yeah.
whenever you do that, since we are all about command and control as a general thing for church and our
Yeah.
culture, because we model it after businesses, because that's what
Right.
we do. But this will not be controlled by your staff.
Mm. What do you mean by that? What control would you be?
Okay, because like your staff, you might like to hire a youth pastor, you might have a speaker, pastor, and you don't let
Mhm.
anybody else do that stuff except the people on your staff. Like
Yeah.
that's a very typical thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Like um, even if somebody's incredibly gifted in the congregation, they're not going to do it. They're not going to be allowed.
Okay.
That's just totally typical.
Right.
But when it comes out to like, let's fix somebody's roof, well, now We don't have a staff person who, oh, there's guys in our congregation who know all about it and we don't.
Yeah.
Guess who's going to be on the work site empowered to lead?
Yeah.
Because we're actually doing something, not just using words to give a speech. And I say that knowing the power of words, and I love giving speeches. But this is something you will not control as easily, and people will have experiences that you do not control, and and at that, it's just it's a different thing. And some churches will do this, and they'll pull it off. They have a better ethos about it. But a lot of them, they're just not set up to do stuff like that because it's outside of. They'd rather have like a men's ministry that's a controlled event.
Yeah.
That's the staff knows how to put on a stage.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking more of when you said control, is that what I've learned or seen through many years of church, obviously, is that what happens is we feel like we haven't really done anything unless someone spoke to us. So it doesn't matter whatever you could go and build somebody's house in one afternoon. But if we didn't come back and have a word from the Lord for 20 minutes from somebody, we didn't actually do anything godly. Like, that's what I have experienced, where it's like, no, God can work through all of these different things, and he does. And so we don't need to come back here and have a wrap up word. The just going to the restaurant, like you said, will feed people in ways that, and again, this is coming from two people who use words, but that event and then them going to eat will feed them more than me getting up for an hour, you getting up for an hour and speaking.
Absolutely. So, and I've seen this. I've done this, like going on missions trips where I had no clue what I was doing, but I led the trips.
Yeah.
But I had to go up to guys who have practical skills and say, "I need you."
Yeah.
And that's the first time ever in a church environment where they're like, "We need, like, why? Why do you need it? I can't do this. I don't know how to build a house."
Yeah.
Okay. And then next thing I know, they're the ones with the tools and the trailers, and they're the ones getting all the stuff done, and they're suddenly excited about their faith. Like,
oh, that's so good. So if you thought about it right now, what would you call that? What would you call that day?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Well, I want you to think about that, okay?
Well, I mean, I'm not executing it.
I know, but I mean, you can still think about the.
Yeah, somebody. I mean, I'm happy to brainstorm with people on that.
I just think it's amazing. I think that's an amazing, and it would get guys really excited, because I heard somebody talking about like the difference between like that women could get together. It was probably you, maybe, that women can get together and just kind of, we could sit and talk and emote and all of those things, and then leave there and be like, but that's not a guy thing. Guys need to be working and doing things and accomplishing something.
Yeah. But with the people who I can sit and talk and laugh with and actually just, they're people that I've done stuff with before.
Yeah. Right. That makes sense.
We went through something.
That
we traveled together, whatever. The best vibe of all, and it gets at what you were saying. Of course we need words.
Yeah.
But like, if you go to the Cure Hospital, like before it opens, maybe it opens at 8:30. Well, there's people from all over already gathered outside the doors. They're already, there's chairs, in the open hallways outside and whatnot. But there's families and moms, kids, you can see them all. And then under the tent, like in Zimbabwe, there's the staff worship meeting, and it's a half hour long, and there's music and celebration, and it's all these people from very diverse backgrounds, many different countries, who work together and enjoy each other. And then there's a speaker who ends it with, it's a very quick talk about, as he's talking or as she's talking, like you can see people lined up to be healed.
Wow.
And then right at 8:30 or 8:29 or whatever, it's like, now go serve the Lord.
Yeah. Wow.
And just everybody, that's the last thing you hear. Everybody goes to their positions: custodians, nurses, intake people, the surgeons, the surgical, everybody heads to their part of the hospital, the pastors, it's like, bam. Now that's church stuff.
Yeah. I agree.
So in the in the context of community, because you're doing the thing.
Yeah, there's no substituting that. There really isn't.
Mm-mm.
And for anything that I've had, it is always that meal after. Even us going on tour
Yeah,
and doing,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
right,
You do all the
right.
things on the stage, all of that stuff is great, but it's just me, you, and Carolyn, and Angelique,
Hmm.
and Bridget sitting in the hotel lobby or in a restaurant and just laughing, and you've accomplished this thing, and now you're in this thing together. You're having this special experience together.
I remember I have a picture, so help me remember. But I got my feet up on something. I'm in Indonesia,
Mm,
and I'm relaxing with two other dudes, Rowdy and Gary. And I don't think they knew each other
okay.
beforehand, but like I didn't know these guys, but we lived in the jungle for over a week, and
Mm,
we were threatened, and like we had to make do. We had to improvise a whole bunch of stuff to help people after the tsunami years ago.
yeah.
But that feeling after it was done, where we're feet up, didn't even know each other before. Now
Yeah.
it's like we would go through anything together. We were laughing.
Yep.
There's I tell you, that's the drug that people actually want.
Yeah.
And so as we get more isolated and lonely, we got more people overdosing on stuff because they're like howling wolf. They're separated from the pack, and the howling is to say, "Here I am." That's why wolves do that. Like,
Say
and
that
a lot
again
of
about wolves.
if you hear like a coyote,
Mhm.
that's a cry. My understanding, it's a cry to say, "Here," like a communicating. I'm separated from the pack.
Mm.
Um, And I think a lot of the hurt that we see show up on social media or in confusion about who we are, our identity crises, and it's a product of this isolation and lack of community, and where everything's been broken down. And I think it's a howl.
That's
I think the dysfunction that we see is like people howling.
yeah,
So,
I just recently saw a stat about, overdoses and was shocked. I did not realize the
oh,
magnitude
oh my gosh, yeah,
of people, and this isn't, like, all, urban inner city, you know what I mean? Just say no
not at
kinda
all.
this is a real epidemic, and that's yeah, that's so true that people are wishing and hoping for something that and they're trying to fill it, right? You're
Yes,
trying to fill it, and it's never
yeah.
getting filled, and you're just taking more and more because you're trying to fill
It's
what
a
that is.
And it's that howling. I see that especially with young guys and how they're being attacked with
Yeah.
gambling,
Yeah, gosh.
um, and the apps. Even Robinhood is just despicable,
Uh,
which
really?
I've used it. Yeah, what they're doing
Huh.
to hook people into losing tons of money. It's just a dopamine machine. We could talk about it sometime, but and you know what we should also talk about
Hmm.
are the prediction
Wait,
markets.
Brant, look at that.
Hey, how are you?
If you're listening, Nana just walked past the camera and, it's Brant.
She's
It's okay, Nana.
It's really Nana.
It's really it's been a Nana sighting.
In her native tropical environment.
He said in your native tropical environment. Okay. That's, she was coming out.
That's great.
Oh, not everyone coming in there. Okay.
So, one of the things culturally we could talk about sometime, the gambling phenomenon.
Yeah, I think
I just no, I just wanted to tell you something. I don't know if you saw
okay.
this. I
Okay.
believe it's CNN. I believe it's CNN
Uh-huh.
partnering with Kalshi.
With who?
With Kalshi. So, let me put it this way: like on sports now, everything is a micro bet. Like you can bet on everything all the time. So you
Okay.
watch sports and it's scrolling, betting, 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 and there's commercials for betting and betting and
Mm.
betting and betting.
Yeah.
But you can also bet on the stock market, of course, in different ways where you can use options where you can
Right.
lose a ton of money or make a ton really quick for a dopamine hit.
Mm.
And they leverage that on Robinhood big time.
Mm.
And it's for like it's just a dopamine like a machine for dopamine. If you're missing something, like you want something in life,
Yeah.
it's right there, and it's so easy to just constantly. Well, Kalshi's the predictions market. And there's a couple of these. There's several websites like this, but I think that's the biggest one where
Prediction market.
you gamble on everything.
Oh my gosh.
So like say it's the presidential election. I'll put like right now it's 54% Trump, 46% Harris.
Okay.
If I put $44 down on Harris and then she wins, I'll make $100, or I'll get $100, so I'll make money off of that.
Right.
But you can bet either side. But it could be like who's going to win the World Series, but it could also be who's going to win the Nobel Peace Prize. And because people are putting their money where their mouths are,
yeah,
they're much more accurate predictions than normal.
Okay.
Like if you're just taking a survey, who do you think's going to win the thing? Like, well,
Right.
I'll say something. Okay, you put your money down.
Yeah.
Also, people who are connected to real life decisions can weigh in at the end, right before the thing, to say, I know who Time's Person of the Year is going to be. It's going to be AI.
Yeah,
and they know it. So you actually see it spike because somebody who's like working at Time will be like, I'm going to make some easy money.
Wow.
So, okay, so CNN has announced, I believe it's CNN, that they're partnering with Kalshi so that there can be scrolling gambling bets that you can make on opinions.
Are you kidding me?
No, so they'll be debating the political thing of the day, and they want to get a piece of that pie to encourage people to gamble. And then
you're invested to watch and to all of that. Yes.
Right. Just like football depends on that for their ratings. They want you gambling because it increases their ratings. So this would be their way to cash in on that, try to get some ratings going. But they literally said it's to financialize opinions. Financialize. Everything has to be financialized in our culture. Every single thing, human life, human organs, every single thing, babies, surrogacy, everybody's paid, like your sexuality, everything has to become commodified, like a market.
Everything has like if you're at a yard sale, everything has a price tag on it. Like everything here is worth something. Yeah.
Including the garage and the people in the garage and it's all, this is what we've done.
Ooh.
With our mechanistic view of the world. Like we just reduce everything to a commodity. Everything's a market. We're just consumers. That's all we are. And but that's amazing that has become going to be part of the news now. Is going to be making it. You gamify it. You can gamble on it. You can do it right now. Kalshi's huge, millions of dollars.
I have never heard of it before. That's unbelievable.
Huge.
Well, we've talked about greed before, and I told you I've been really studying about that drive, that greed,
Don't underrate envy as part of that mix too. Like it's still the same commodifying.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree. And now that like I did think about that, I thought about it in context of social media, because you could before you were just envious of, that's why we called the Joneses, right? Like it was the people next door. What were they driving? What were they wearing? You go to school, maybe you see somebody, but now you can literally be envious and jealous of the world. Like every single person you see their life, quote unquote, and you wish you had it. So now the Joneses are everywhere, where it just used to be the person to the left and right of you. Now the envy can spill over to it's infinite, because it's everybody. It's everywhere. And gosh, that's very sad. May I say a happy thing though that I just experienced?
No,
you don't want that right now. Now's not the time. She's like,
no, go ahead.
Well, it was one thing about we talk about AI and in the music and all of that, and that's been really, really discouraging to me. I think specifically as a creative, someone who is kind of put all the eggs in a basket, that I can write stuff, I can say stuff, I can create stuff, and then to see this machine that kind of does it sloppily, but does it in 3 seconds. It's been kind of discouraging to me. And I went to a concert. And I am going to say, usually I dance around the artist because I'm like everybody now, but I am going to say the artist is PJ Morton, and he's a church kid who ended up playing keys and organ for Maroon 5. But he is a church kid, like a church kid as we know church kid, and coming from, kind of black church gospel music. And he had a concert at the House of Blues in Houston. And it was so emotional for me, not being a church service, just being like an R&B concert, because it was him. He had a bass, keys, drums, and one background singer.
Nice.
And he plays the keys. And it's like that place was filled with such joy, such laughter, such like singing. And I thought, I want to be cautious of AI. I want to keep ringing the alarm on that, very much so. But I don't ever want to tip into the space, which I think I was tipping into, where God is confused about what's happening and he doesn't know what his next move is. You know what I mean? Like that's how I was feeling, like, oh no, what are we going to do? But sitting there, I thought, okay, but this is still going to win. Like this, I do believe that. Like this feeling of this raw kind of guy. He wasn't dressed up. Like it literally, we said it looked like he went to the mall and was like, oh, that's right, I got that concert tonight. Nobody really was. It was no showiness to it. It was just the lights just so we could see the stage, but no fog, no anything like that. There's a gospel singer named Zacardi Cortez who, I don't know if he lives in Houston or he just happened to be there, and PJ singing and all that. And Zacardi comes out of nowhere running on stage with a mic. We're like, where did he come from? And he just starts singing a piece of the song. Then he leaves, and then 20 minutes later, he flies back out there and sings a piece of the song. And I was like, this still wins. This is where, I'm going to dig in. Right here is this scaled back, human mistakes, flaws, one singer, one bass player, one, you know what I mean? We've so overproduced everything that I think now that scale back of feeling, just the communal totally. It made me very, very, very happy. I left there very, very happy and encouraged.
That's cool.
Left there encouraged.
Some churches are probably already all over this. I haven't heard about them yet, where they are like scale it all back.
Yeah.
Scale it all back. I don't care if you got 16,000 people in an arena for church. Scale it back, see what happens.
Yeah.
I went to a show. This is how old I am. In 1987, it was October 22nd, 1987, where it was 17,000 people, and there were no colored lights on the band, and they're just playing their instruments. And it was U2's Joshua Tree tour.
Wow.
And the whole point was you get people to sing along.
Yeah.
And they would stop down at Bono. He does his Bono stuff. We would grab the spotlight as people are singing, and he would hold the spotlight and go all across the crowd.
Yeah.
To say, this is about you, not us.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, of course it's about them too, but that's a show. But imagine a church where you strip it all back and everybody can hear each other sing.
Yeah.
Imagine the voices. Like somebody's going to figure that out. I know there's probably traditional churches like, well, that's what we do. But like I'm thinking though that churches who have gone the other direction it will dawn on them. Let's not be perfect. Let's strip it back.
Yeah.
Let's let people hear each other. I could see that happening.
Oh, there was something so transcendent. Like he walked off and he came back and did his encore of it's a cover of How Deep Is Your Love?
Yeah.
And he has a singer, her name's Yeba. She sings that part. Of course, she's not there. So he sang his part. And then he stopped singing, the band still playing softly, and the audience literally sang every single note, every run, every single thing. And then it was so funny. I mean, this is probably a bunch of church kids in this House of Blues, but like then everyone's like encouraging each other. So that was really funny to me too. Is like if you could hear somebody next to you that could really sing, they're like, all right, girl, I hear you. Okay. Okay.
Other people. Imagine.
We were so excited. Like the whole audience
Of
was so
course.
excited. Yeah. So I was so encouraged by that. And it reinforces what I feel, which is doggone it.
That's
We're
that's a
gonna
good
do the
place to
thing.
leave this
Yeah.
conversation. 'Cause I started off with just the atomized, I can't hear
Yeah.
myself sing,
Yeah. Yeah.
sadness with the
Yeah.
Lord's Supper. It's in a key we can't sing.
Yeah.
It's an arrangement that people aren't used to. We're singing Christmas songs. We're gonna do a different arrangement though, so that you really don't know how to sing the song.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be in a key, and it's gonna be loud enough that you can't hear it anyway. So,
Right.
like, to start with that, ending with the House of Blues, like somebody's gonna catch on.
Yeah.
The Brant and Sherry Oddcast, sponsored by America's Christian Credit Union. To find out more about the show, go to branthansen.com.